welcome in. We are just hopping on. Sit back, start breathing slowly into that root chakra. Thank you for consenting. Big breath in. Let me clear my throat. Breathe out the root chakra down to the ground, connecting with earth, connecting with stability, connecting with safety, connecting with honesty, connecting with truth. Opening the gateway or the portal of energy between us. Mrs. Green, thank you for the heartbeat. Welcome in. How are you? Take a big deep breath into that root chakra. Breathing out down to the ground. Thank you for sharing, BB. I give myself permission to be rooted in my energy as we move tonight through the nervous system. Good. We are out of Mercury retrograde now, so we should be in a better place. And hang on, I'm just going to share with a few people that I know haven't been here yet. I give myself permission to open up honestly and purely as we move through. We're really doing a nervous system reset tonight. So we're gonna get in there. We're gonna shake out the nervousness. Sorry, my hair is like stuck and it's bothering me. Shake out the nervousness. Bring in the calm. Bring in the peace. Move through that energy of showing you how to regulate your nervous system when you start to kind of feel out of sorts. Let me scoot a little closer. I feel like I'm kind of far away. And hang on, let me share with a few more people. But how is everyone feeling now? We had the full moon. We're out of Mercury retrograde. How are we feeling now? Feeling more stable? Feeling more secure? Feeling more like yourself? We're almost, we're at the end of the year. We're about to start 2026 and I feel this momentum building. I've been talking about it since 2024 actually. That in 2025 was a lot of like clearing everything out of your way. Really building up the confidence in yourself, taking chances on yourself. And now 2026, I kind of see as golden energy. Like it's going to be the golden era of putting into practice the things that you want. Actually, like you say you want to do something, do it. You say you want an idea to come to fruition, you start taking the steps. So it's more of like a golden, like buzzy, tingly energy. Yes, it really is. So we have been working on this since 2024 because in 2024, I felt in 2025 is like, do your clearing work. Make sure you're really getting to the core of what's going on. Make sure you're really undoing any misconceptions that you have of yourself. So in 2026, you can really start to see the fruits of your labor pay off and with ease. So nervous system reset is a good one to do tonight to prepare for that. Feeling a lot of change but needing to ground, but being in cold climate, haven't been able to. Oh, BB, no, I get that. Manifesting abundance, freedom, and travel. I love that. Yeah, it's getting pretty cold here too. So I get, hard to get out there and like freeze to ground. Thank you for sharing, BB. Been feeling a lot like that for 2026. I'm so ready. Yes, I'm telling you. Sharzad, how are you? Welcome in. How are you feeling? Let's actually breathe into the heart space. So breathe into that green heart space. As you breathe out, breathe that green energy down to the ground, connecting the heart with rooted energy, connecting with the heart with warm, safe energy. Oh, baby. I don't mind. I'll go out barefoot in any temperature. I really will, but doesn't mean I can stay out there long. I allow my heart to feel stable. I allow my heart to feel secure. I allow my heart to understand that what it wants is grounded and rooted in reality and safety. Let that sink in for a minute. Thank you for the ginger man, Cassidy. I'm doing good, Charizard. Thank you for asking. I'm ready to get into this nervous system reset tonight because, I mean, everything just feels so cozy lately. It keeps getting dark earlier, and I'm just like, I want us all to be cozy. I want to go to bed earlier. Like, we all need to make sure we're really getting our rest before we hit the ground running in 2026. Oh, Mrs. Green. Too much snow right now, but as soon as it melts, I will be barefoot again. I love that. Thank you for the heart me, Danny G. Wasn't trying to swipe it away there, but it just happens when I do that. Hang on, let me take a drink. That is so good. All right. I give my heart permission to be rooted in purpose. Just think about that for a second. That again ties into believing, giving merit to what your heart wants, and then allowing it to be purposeful to go towards that direction. Let's breathe in again to the root chakra now. Breathing in. Breathe out down to the ground, blowing out any dust bunnies, anxious dust bunnies. Lauren, welcome in. How are you? Are you ready for tomorrow? I can't wait. I give myself permission to lead with purpose. Good, I'm so glad. I'll send you a link later, definitely before we meet, but we will meet at 7. So excited. Now I'm hearing let's hit the solar plexus chakra. We're already hitting the chakras really hard. We've only been on for a couple minutes, so I am good. Thank you for asking, Lauren. Michelle, how are you? Welcome in. I'm just ready for all of us to get cozy in here, reset our nervous systems, and then we all go to bed really cozy and reset and relaxed. That's what I want to do. I sat in my sauna for a minute, my little personal sauna, so my muscles are all relaxed, and then I hopped in the shower. So yeah, I want you to feel as relaxed as this, to feel as loose as this. All right, so now into the solar plexus. I give myself permission to be rooted in happiness, to be rooted in having a positive outlook. Now, we're not talking toxic positivity. We don't do that here. We never do that here. But allowing yourself to, instead of go, maybe you kind of have this mindset where you're like, well, if it's not like the perfect conditions, then I'm kind of down about it and I don't want it. Allow yourself to see maybe why it's not exactly how you envisioned and where the opportunity now is. What opportunity you've now been given. Does that make sense? Thank you for sharing, BB. And thank you all for liking. That helps everyone who isn't here find their way here because it pushes it out to the home page, to their algorithm, their For You pages, all that. I give myself permission to ease into happiness, to truly experience happiness. Thank you for reposting, BB. I give myself permission to find safety and happiness. And this is something I think we actually touched on last week. A lot of you are drawn here because we have similar backgrounds, so this will probably hit for a lot of you. When you grow up with emotional volatility, or thank you, Lauren, and I didn't see who else, I missed it, but I thank you, Lauren, for liking the live. I saw you. When you grow up in a household with a lot of emotional, thank you, is it sorry? Thank you. When you grow up in a household that has a lot of emotional volatility, happiness feels unsafe because there was always a moment that the happiness was going to end. Something was going to ruin it. There was going to be a massive mood shift. So happiness did not always feel safe because it didn't mean safety. It didn't prove safety. It didn't show safety. So some of you might hear, well, of course happiness is safety. And then, you're like, I don't get it. And the others of you be like, I get exactly what you mean. So I'm explaining it for those who don't get it, or maybe those who have experienced it but couldn't quite explain what they were going through. But again, I allow myself to be safe, feel safe inside of happiness. Opening up that solar plexus, letting that bright yellow energy just become like the sun inside of your body, and let it shine down onto the sacral. So right below it, the orange chakra. I give myself permission to be confident with being happy, having confidence inside of happiness. Letting yourself fully experience the moment. Go all the way to the end with the moment. Does that make sense? So instead of being timid and hanging back and, like, oh, well, maybe I've enjoyed enough. Maybe this is good. Maybe this is where I should stop. Let yourself be bold. If you want to experience more, go further. If you want to be happier, keep doing those things that make you happy. Enjoy it more. Fully take it in. All right. So now we're going to switch back to the spine and go into the nervous system directly. And we'll probably move back and forth between chakras and nervous system, but now let's go into the spine and actually hit the physical nervous system. Thank you for liking, Red Flame. I'm sorry if I miss anyone. Sometimes it kind of flips names kind of fast when people are liking, but thank you, everyone. Thank you, BB and STS. I give myself permission to be rooted within my person. Ooh, let's sit with that for a second and think about what that means. Do you feel like you understand who you are? You are so welcome, BB. Do you feel confident in the attributes that you have? Do you feel like you have a solid idea and concept of who you are, how you move through the world, the things you like and dislike? Do you feel like you have a clear picture of who you are? And you can answer that if you want. We can talk it through. But I really want you to sit with that question and that statement that I made about the nervous system. I allow myself to be confident in my person, to sit solidly in my personhood. And as we're sitting, like I see everyone sitting in like this black room, but there's sun beaming down on you. So I can see you sitting there kind of like in a meditative state. Your face is kind of neutral and just this beam of sunlight is on you. And we're sitting in the base of the nervous system. This is where we're starting. You can envision this with me if you like to do visuals. I love doing visuals and meditation while doing healing work. One of my favorite ways to like help you work through it if you're a visual person. So we're gonna sit here and take a big deep breath into that root chakra again. Breathe out down to the ground. I release any misconceptions of myself. Another big deep breath in. Breathe out down to the ground. I release any words from others that are untrue about myself. Thank you for liking the live, Red Flame. I let the truth prevail, and I let untruth fall to the ground. Oh, Lauren, let it go and expand. And now we're going to build a flame inside of your body. I'm going to start sending energetic heat to the body around the hips, start building the flame there. I allow myself to experience deep understanding and connection with the person that I am. The person that I am right now in this moment. I allow myself to start understanding and seeing myself fully as I am. And this is something you may need to do. You can do it right now if you want to, but something that you may need to dive more deeply into after the live as well. Thank you, Lauren, for liking. Make a list. Seriously, it's so hard sometimes for us to see ourselves because we're constantly in our own heads like we talk about all the time. You may need to make a list of, okay, well, when conflict arises, how do I deal with it? Write it out. When I am helping someone, how do I show up? Literally, write it out. Think of all the ways in which you show up, how you respond, and write them down, and that will help you get a better understanding of who you are. You might not even realize the ways in which you show up. So think back to those times where you've had those opportunities and put it on paper if you need to get that solid view of who you are. Oh, Lauren, I love that. Sometimes you literally just, it seems so simple. You just literally need to put it on paper and be like, okay, this is what I do. This is how I act. This is how I show up. This is when I'm able to show up. This is what I like. This is what I don't like. I know sometimes, again, it seems silly, but it's so powerful because we live inside of our heads so much that we sometimes forget to take a step back and be like, okay, who am I really? How am I really responding? What am I really doing? I love that. I love when they do that, Lauren. I love it. It's like I just want to eat them. That's that cuteness aggression. It's real, isn't it? All right. Now we're going to build more flame inside of the body, more heat inside of the body, more heat inside of that person that we were just talking about. Let the warmth fill you all the way up, like gently bringing it up the stomach, up into the chest, up into the head. Did she really? I love that. My cats and my dog don't really like watch the TV. If I put something on that maybe has birds or squirrels in it, they'll be entertained by it, but they won't sit and watch it for long. But they will kind of come up and be like, what's that? What's going on? I need to cover my chair. Don't look at that. I've had this chair forever. But they will kind of be like, that looks like something outside. We've touched on this before, but again, we can never like overwork this. We can never, do this enough. It's something we need to come back to. Thank you, Bruna, for liking the live. I give myself permission to acknowledge who I am currently. I give myself permission to be comfortable in the progress that I have made up until now. I let myself be, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not quite pleased. Neutral. Let's use the word neutral. I give myself permission to be neutral about my progress and who I am in this current moment. Oh, Lauren, I love that. How old is she? I can't remember if she's older. I know a lot of pets that were adopted during the start of the pandemic. It's so funny. A lot of them are like iPad pets, kind of like, you know, how we talk about iPad kids. It is so funny to watch some of those TikToks where they're like, yeah, I got my dog or my cat during the pandemic and I gave them an iPad and now they play with it all the time, or they want to watch it all the time. I think it's hilarious. Oh, she's 8. I love that. All right, so again, we're sitting in a neutral state when we're thinking about who we are and how far we've come so far, right? This work that we do, this exploring the soul, this finding our soul purpose and living that soul aligned life, it is never about judging yourself. When we bring up certain topics, if there's ever a time, and it'll happen if you stick around, there will be times where you feel called out. But the universe is not calling you out to make you feel bad. The universe is never bringing up a topic or bringing up a thing to make you feel bad. We are never going to sit and stay and linger in a place of judgment, because that's not the point. The point of bringing something up or pointing something out is for you to be able to go, okay, this is happening. Maybe it shouldn't anymore. Now I see the map clearly and I can fix it. That's the entire point. We will visit the mud, but we don't stay stuck in the mud. This energy healing, the type of work that I do, this, you know, finding your soul alignment, finding your soul purpose, helping you live it out if that's what you wish to do, it's never about sitting in the mud. It's about seeing yourself honestly, learning how to regulate your emotions as you're seeing yourself honestly. That is where your power really develops, is when you learn how to regulate your emotions through anything. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't ever feel a strong emotion. That's not emotional regulation. Emotional regulation is being able to feel that strong emotion and go, okay, what do I need to do with that? What is it trying to tell me? Where do I need to go with it? You get what I mean? It doesn't take over. It doesn't sit in the driver's seat and control. You sit in the driver's seat and control, and you allow yourself to feel all the way through it and get the information that you need. That's the point of this. So if you're ready to do that, you feel ready to do that, this is where you need to be. This is the work for you. Well, thank you, Perky. Starting to feel tired, but it could be my cold and my period. Lauren, oh my gosh, those would make, yeah, that would make me exhausted for sure. You definitely need some rest. Your body's working hard, especially if you're sick. But I can completely understand. Again, I started this energy, like I stumbled into energy healing heavily during the start of the pandemic. And I would watch a lot of people, just kind of read some posts, and I would be like, I feel so called out. Like I would get angry, like I would, because I was starting from, you know, ground zero. So I get that feeling. I get that. I get where people, well, I can't talk, where people's mind go, because that's where my mind went too. So I want you to learn it sooner rather than later, that it's not a personal call out. It's never a personal attack. It's always about you just seeing things quickly to get ahead further, to get ahead faster, to go ahead and put yourself in the space and energy you want to be in. Okay? That's all it's ever about. Learning how to sit with that discomfort and then what you do with it. I think it's really just the path for everyone, that we all go through that phase. And trust me, there will be, no matter how far, if you want to think of it in like linear terms, I guess, no matter how far you go in this healing, you're going to hit trigger points along the way, because you're growing, you're morphing, you're learning how to deal with more, you're exploring things and experiencing things you never have before. And that means taking on more. That means, being able to handle more. So you'll hit these different trigger points along the way, and you'll become a pro at being like, I know what to do with that. I know why I'm feeling itchy right here, and I'm going to work it out. All right, let's get deeper into that nervous system. So bringing some heat into the spine. Asking Archangels Michael and Gabriel to come forward and help with this next part. So speaking of sitting with that discomfort, this is kind of the topic of the next part. This is going to have to do more with your personal traumas, your personal triggers. I give myself permission to have courage to sit with the root of what has been happening. So this feels very targeted for some of you, like maybe there's something that has not been addressed just yet, something that has not been fully admitted just yet, maybe something that has happened in life. We're not going to name anything specific here at this point. It's not relevant. It's not needed for what we're doing right here. The universe is just simply asking you to let yourself start exploring what the root is. Where do I need to dive into the emotional regulation? Welcome in, James. How are you? How was your Monday? What is the topic that I need to explore that I have been avoiding? I allow myself to have courage, and I allow myself to have grace as I move through this and I explore this. Good, I'm glad you're doing good. I thought the word meh was something else, and I was like, what? But I'm glad you're doing good now. So again, I allow myself to be courageous. Let's shake out some anxiety with that, because that did pull up some anxiety, which is understandable. And I'll do this for you. You don't really have to do anything here. I allow the anxiety to release. I allow it to leave my body like smoke and drift out into the universe. And you can literally envision that if that helps you. I allow my nervous system to shake it out and reset, to re-steady. Oh, Sophia, yes. Let it go. I allow myself to be in the driver's seat of my nervous system. I allow myself to fully see what my nervous system needs, what has affected it, going back to what we were just talking about. I allow myself to be open to pattern shifting. That is really where all the patterns are stored, or in the nervous system, right? What we do, why we do it, what made us do it. And our nervous system gets comfortable doing certain things. Like if you've been here before, you already know what I'm going to say. We will do things because we're comfortable with them, not necessarily because they're good for us. They're just things that we know how to navigate. We know what's expected. We know the result if we do them. We know what we're going to get. It's a comfort thing. So I allow my nervous system to be okay with shifting the patterns, with doing something that produces a different result that I may not know yet. I may not have the answer yet, but I'm going to let my nervous system comfortably shift and slide into new patterns. I can feel the energy on the other side of these new patterns. Energy that brings hope, that brings comfort, that brings peace. Brianna, welcome in. How are you? Well, you're popping in at just the right time. We're just talking about the nervous system, you know, contributing to the habits that we have and allowing it to shift into new habits. Even if we don't know the answer, even if we don't know the result that these new habits will produce just yet, we allow ourselves to slide into them and remain stable. Keep the energy stable until we do know. Thank you for liking, Brianna. It is safe for me to shift. It is safe for a new result to produce itself. Interesting way of phrasing. Yeah, pretty much, Brianna. Yeah. Big changes. Ooh. Well, I'm not really tapping into you specifically at the moment, but we'll definitely see if there's a shift. We're kind of just bouncing around right now. Let's do that again, just a little bit more work, just saying that a little bit more. It is safe. And I experience confidence in allowing my patterns to shift. I allow my nervous system to move into, to slide into a new state of being where things function more optimally. Where my nervous system gets to experience true safety, where I get to be fully present in the moment I'm in and the life that I'm experiencing. Let that nervous system shift right on over. Yes, Sophia, let it go. I give myself the opportunity for things to actually be different. Just steady with that. I'm hearing something about anger. Hang on a second. And it's like it's coming up through the head and like almost like a volcano coming out. What is happening here? It's okay. It's like there's a detachment from anger. Let me explain what I mean by detachment from anger. So we've addressed this here and there. So some of you probably know what I'm going to say, but some of you don't. We tend to want to suppress anger, and I understand because a lot of people do some bad things out of anger. Anger tends to be that emotion that people have a really hard time reining in. Understandably, it's a big emotion. It produces a lot of fire in one go. But here's the thing. Trying to suppress anger is only going to make it more explosive. So that's not exactly the approach you want to take. You want to make space for your anger to be able to bubble up so you can understand what's going on, what made me angry, what needs to change, what is the habit, whatever it was. So we're going to create space in the body so that it can come up and you can hold it and it doesn't just like pour out of you and explode and like vitriol just go everywhere and burn everything. You know what I mean? So let's create a new pattern. Let's think of anger a little bit differently, and let's create more space to hold it. So again, it doesn't just like, you know, throw flames everywhere. Widening the capacity for anger. Like think of cradling it. Again, I know this might sound strange. You're like, you want me to cradle anger, something, an emotion that could make me do something out of character? Yes, I want you to cradle your emotion. I want you to break this pattern, this habit, this thought, and cradle anger here. I want you to give it softness. I want you to make it feel seen. I want you to give anger attention and care here. Care for it like a small child. Taking a big deep breath into the body. Breathe out down to the ground. I allow myself to fully visualize the message my anger is bringing to me. I allow myself to see the full picture before any reaction. I allow myself to think of anger as important, because it is. Creating more space inside the body for it. How is that feeling now when you think about the anger of emotion? That is going to do wonders for your nervous system. Calming it down, letting it feel safe, letting it feel secure. Does it feel quite different? But it's starting to make more sense, like, oh, this is actually going to bring regulation to me. This is actually going to bring softness to my energy. It feels good. I've been angry about many things lately. I feel relaxed. Good, I'm so glad. Anger is one of those emotions. Anytime I see a post about it, or people are like, don't get angry, whatever it is, basically the message of anger is, or the post, or the message of the post about anger is like something negative. I'm like, no, back it up. That's what makes anger dangerous. That's what keeps it suppressed inside of people. So then when it does come out, it is dangerous because it was suppressed. However, it's confusing to the mind because usually you want to be rid of it, and now you want us to make space for it. Yeah, I know. We don't typically think of anger like this, using it like this, giving it space. I'm really sensitive to justice issues, probably my ADHD. It could be, yeah. That's something that can be associated with autism, ADHD. I mean, they're not the only reasons. I mean, you can just be really sensitive to justice issues just because you are, but so I wouldn't like write yourself off or write it off. Yeah, it's going to take a minute to really sink into the mind, to really sink into understanding, because again, we've just been so programmed to just shut the anger down, turn it off, don't feel it, and that's not what I'm wanting you to do. Again, I'm not wanting you to let it explode. We're creating space in the body so it doesn't do that. We're creating space in the body and in your mind for you to be able to sit with it and be like, what is it telling me? What happened? Did I do something? Did someone else do something? Was there a boundary I didn't enforce? Did someone cross a boundary? It really is going to allow you to be like, what's the big picture here? How do I want to move through it? So you're trying to make us feel like it's okay to be angry, or why the action of making space? Yes, essentially, it's okay to be angry. I want everyone to understand that it's okay to be angry. It's all it's about how you deal with it. Any emotion, can make you do something out of character, right? We just tend to assign it more to anger. I mean, being sad can make you do something out of character or unhealthy. Being elated, so we're not talking about just happy, we're talking about like an extreme feeling of happiness, can make you do something out of character and maybe not so healthy. That can happen inside any emotion. It just tends to be more so with anger because it's something we try so hard to suppress. Does that make sense? When suppression is what's causing it to be explosive, what's causing it to be more dangerous. Does that make sense? Yeah. Anger's okay in and of itself. It's what you do with it after. How you allowed yourself to move after. Anger is a sacred emotion. It gives you information. Yeah. Suppression, no matter the emotion, is dangerous. Exactly. We developed emotions for some I can't talk tonight, evolutionary reason. So obviously we need to be able to work through them. It's an obvious sign that we need to be able to harness them, to be able to listen to them. Suppression of something is never the answer. It's working through it. It's giving it space so you can look at it and be like, okay, do I really need to do something with this? Or do I need to let it go? Thank you for sharing, Brianna. Yeah. So anytime if I see a post that someone writes around anger being like, anger is bad or don't get angry, I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna comment on it and be like, no, let's walk this back. Let's back up, because again, trying to get rid of it, trying to suppress it is only going to make it rebound, and it is going to come out like fire later on somewhere. And that's what you don't want to happen. I think also too, that train of thought kind of stems from oppression. And you're probably like, that's a big word to use. Yeah, it is. And I wholeheartedly stand by it and believe it. Telling you to shove something down and not feel something is coming from someone else or someone's else. It's coming from the other side that doesn't have room to deal with it. It's telling you to deal with it, but no one else should have to. No one else should need to. Particularly the other side that maybe did something wrong, crossed a boundary. Thank you, BB, for sharing. It's okay to feel it, to heal it. Exactly, Mrs. Green. Exactly. Thank you for liking live, Brianna. So that's why I'm so, I guess, impassioned about it when I see things like that, when I see posts like that. It's because it's like, well, no, you're telling people to effectively ignore something, try to turn something off, try to sweep something under the rug. That's kind of like, we'll get off on a little bit of a train track here, but I think it's necessary. It's kind of the same way that I feel about forgiveness when I see people post about forgiveness. And it's like, well, I feel like the word, or the practice rather, that a lot of people are, what's the word I'm looking for? What they're asking people to do essentially when they say forgive is really to, well, stop putting it out there so we all have to deal with it. Just sweep it over here, because we can't handle it anymore. That's essentially what I feel like people are asking when they say that. I've been holding back regarding my kid being targeted. I release it now. Yes, release it. Let it go. So I don't want, or where was I going on that train track? So yeah, when you hear someone or see something like that, just say no. I'm allowed to feel how I feel. I'm allowed to deal with the situation, how I need to deal with it, essentially. Oh, Mrs. Green, yes. I am so sorry. I cannot imagine. I mean, because you want to do anything and everything to protect your kid. I am so sorry. All right. How are we feeling now? Feeling more empowered to be like, okay, I'm going to feel what I feel, and I'm not going to let others tell me that I need to make it smaller. I'm not going to let others or society tell me that I need to do something that I'm not quite ready to do, or that I have to do my healing in a certain way, that I have to forgive if I'm not ready. Good. I'm glad you're feeling better. Good, good, good. And I know some people's understanding or definition of forgiveness may be a little bit different from what I described here. I get that. I'm just saying what I encounter most when people are bringing up forgiveness is that situation that I was just talking about. People are essentially saying, look, we just don't have the space to really handle this anymore. We don't really know what to do. We don't really want to deal with it anymore. But if forgiveness is what makes you feel good, then do it. That's what I'm always going to say. If it makes you feel healthy, if it makes your mental state better, you do it. But you do it when you are ready to do it. Oh, BB, I'm so glad. The divine has a funny way of always timing things when they need to be timed. Hey, Matthew. Goodness, me. I'm sitting in the sauna today. Really, I'm telling you, so relaxing. My Golden's all curled up against my side. She's such a sweet dog. I love that. You gotta get you one of those personal saunas. You remember that TikTok where that one was like, you gotta get you one of these chicken salads? You gotta get you one of these personal saunas. Thank you, BB. Thank you for being here. I want eventually one of those wooden saunas that has the red light built into it. But right now what I have is just like a zip up infrared sauna. So you literally like zip yourself up in it, and there's little holes where you can stick your hands through, and then it just radiates the heat. And then I turn on my red light and put it on my face. You can get red light panels to put in it too. So it's like a space saver. You can fold it up when you're done with it. Do you? Yeah, you gotta get you one of these. But I got my sauna off of Amazon. Thank you for following, Christina. Welcome in. You gotta look for, I can't remember what it is. You want to make sure it's like low something, like it emits low waves of something. I can't remember what it is now, but anyway. Yeah, just look for personal, like zip up, fold up saunas. They're amazing. It really was a good one, wasn't it? Hang on, I think there's an eyelash in my eye. Ow. Oh my god, ow. I feel it stabbing me. Is that good luck? Ow. Okay, anyway. Oh, now I feel like, okay, there's hair everywhere. It's like little fuzzy. There's the eyelash. It was all the way down. I flicked it all the way down to my nose somehow. Make a wish. I got it out. It came out. It flipped out of my eye. I felt something tickle my nose, and I'm like, there's hair everywhere. It was the eyelash that was in my eyeball. Oh my goodness. Ooh, all right. So we're going to say another message from the universe, affirmation from the universe. I allow myself to sit comfortably in what I feel. So basically what we had been talking about, but we're imprinting this into the nervous system. I give myself permission to sit comfortably in what I feel, own what I feel. Own it, move with it. Again, don't let it take over. Move with it, shift with it. Thank you for sharing, BB. I give myself permission to deprogram the traditional ideas of feelings. Like we were just talking about with anger, how we're so conditioned to be like, just shove it down, get rid of it, instead of listening to it and understanding what it's trying to say. I let myself release the traditional thoughts, patterns, and ideas around emotions and how to experience them, how to express them. Mama Rashidi, thank you for following. This is so interesting what I'm seeing. So again, I'm seeing everyone's energy kind of sitting in this meditative position. And it's like everyone is in perfect regulation emotionally. But you're like sitting out in the open. I give myself permission to be seen as I regulate. How does that idea feel? That's what's going on here. I give myself permission to be observed as I regulate. I think that's so important too, is not hiding the journey, not hiding or feeling like you have to tuck it away in a corner. I mean, that's been the whole point of what we've been talking about tonight, right? Corey, welcome in. How are you? Happy Monday. Hang on. Is that another eyelash? What is happening here? But that's another big piece to regulation, is being okay with being seen with in any context, to be observed in any context. Like, okay, that's okay if I was just observed. That's okay if someone just saw me for who I am and what I'm doing. It's okay. Thank you for sharing, BB. Hi, how are you? Welcome in. Happy Monday. Oh, I'm so sorry, Corey. I hate when people have rough times at jobs, because it's like we spend so much time there. Why should it ever be difficult, you know? Thank you for reposting, Sophia. You know, we spend so much time at our jobs. They should be as stress-free as we could possibly make them. There's no point in being unhappy. There's no point in having difficulties, you know, in a place that we spend so much time in. We spend the majority of our time in. It's definitely sending positive vibes your way. Welcome in. Is your name just Mom? Welcome in. All right. Bandit, how are you? Welcome in. What are you doing here so late? All of you are tardy that are coming in right now. You're tardy. Go sit in the back of the classroom, please. I am good. Thank you for asking. Listen, oh my gosh. I'm too old for all of that stuff. I just realized I'm creeping up on 40. Is that not weird? That's insane. I'm almost 40. What? What happened? I was like 31 yesterday. Anyway. Oh, Bandit. How sweet of you. I wish I was. I wish I was 28. My knees felt better at 28. No, I'm closer to 40 than to 20 now. Way closer to 40. That's weird. So weird. Oh, thank you, BB. That's so kind. That makes me feel good. But no, I'm 35. Yeah. Getting up there. But don't let your age ever weigh you down, you know? The more you concentrate on age, like the faster you will age, in my opinion, you know? You're allowed to have fun at any age. Not allowed to be stupid. Well, maybe in your teens because your frontal lobe is still forming. But you're allowed to have fun at any age. Yeah. Lauren, no, but it's gonna happen. It's still possible. Like, people are doing that now. I think because, you know, our frontal lobes are forming better, maybe. I don't know if that's really true. We'll go with it for a minute. Are you really, Bandit? Oh my gosh. But I mean, people, you know, the trend is people having children a bit older, you know, we're living more of our lives. We're getting a bit more established. Also, a lot of that has to do with like the landscape that we're in is quite different than before, where, you know, a lot of families could live off one income and have children quicker. Anyway, 38 and happy to be healed. I love that, Mrs. Green. Yes. And look, healing can happen at any time. Don't ever beat yourself up that you didn't start healing way back when, especially before your frontal lobe was developed. Like, don't ever beat yourself up for that. The focus should be on, I'm doing it now, and I'm expanding now. I'm allowing myself to enjoy more, to do more, to see more, to be more now. That should be the focus. Oh, Lauren, I'm so sorry. But I mean, that's the trend. That's what we do now. Like, we just tend to create families in older age, and I kind of like that. Typically, what I experienced, this is just my own anecdotal experience. Typically, the friends that I had that had the older parents, you know, compared to everybody else, the parents were just more chill. Again, they were more established. They were more easygoing. They just, you know, and their children seemed to kind of be the same way. Again, more chill, more easygoing, you know, allowed themselves to just do more and experience more. So having children, quote unquote, older, I don't think is any sort of a hindrance. In fact, I think it can have a real advantage. But anyway, let's just open up that nervous system just a little bit more. Oh, Lauren. Yeah. I'm so sorry. But you know, you've been tracking everything now and everything seems good. You know your body is still doing what it needs to do. You know your body's still going through the process, that it's still able to, you know, function like it should. No fertility issues. Did you really band it? Yeah. I feel like that's a good age. I mean, doctors might not love it, but you know. It just really kind of depends on your body, you know. Everyone's body is a bit different. You know, there's people who have hard pregnancies in their 20s and people, you know, it just has a lot to do with health. Personal health. So you can be any age and have a hard or easy pregnancy. Oh, so back to what I was saying a minute ago, or kind of in the same vein of what I was saying a minute ago, where I was saying I allow myself to be perceived as I'm working through these emotions, as I'm regulating my nervous system. I allow myself to be an open book. This particularly pertains to yourself. Allowing yourself to be brutally honest with yourself about yourself. Again, because that's how you move through this healing work. That's how you progress. It's never about judgment and getting stuck inside of it. You visit the mud. You don't sit in it and stay there. You just say, okay, maybe I talk down to myself a lot, and that has caused me to talk myself out of an opportunity that was handed to me on a silver platter. Stop right there. Is what it is, was what it was. And now you reframe and you say, I'm no longer talking myself out of opportunity. I'm allowing myself to jump on opportunity when it arises and ride the wave as far as it will take me. Does that make sense? My cousin Kiwi had her first at 38 and then her twins at 41 or 42. Dang, Lauren. I have a coworker who did something similar. She had her first baby at 40. I think she's 42 now and just had another son. So she had both of her sons in her 40s. She did tell me though, she goes, Carolyn, I recommend doing it before because I am tired. And I was like, okay. But yeah, she didn't have her babies till older in life, you know, when she found, you know, the right person to do it with. So you might just be a little more tired if you wait till then, but you know, who's not tired anymore? We've all got a lot going on in life. Whew. So opening those pages of your nervous system. Hang on, I gotta do this puzzle piece so it doesn't kick me off. Opening those pages of your nervous system so that you can be truly honest, especially with yourself. Allowing yourself to speak honestly about yourself, even with others. I feel some of you kind of pushing on that, like, ugh. It's like, no, I'm not saying go out and confess, like go out in the street and be like, oh my God, you guys, this is what I do and this is why I do it. Or just go up to somebody and be like, I need you to know everything that I think about myself. That's not what I'm saying. But if you're asked a question or the topic comes up, you're able to be like, yeah, I experience this. I do this. I'm healing this. I'm working through this, and be regulated as you do it. clearing out those dust bunnies, those energetic dust bunnies. How does that feel? There is nothing more powerful than being able to be honest with yourself and regulated in that honesty. I had someone the other day, I asked them a question similar to what we're talking about, and it was very sad. But again, it's where they're at, and their healing journey is their own. That's something I need you guys to remember too, especially me as a healer. When people, as a healer, I don't reach out to people and be like, hey, come heal with me. That's not my purpose. That's not how I serve people. People come to me. They seek me out. Now, I may present an idea if I've been working with a client, like, hey, I have this thing that's opening up and I think you would like it. But again, that's not my MO. That's not how I operate. That's not how healers typically operate. Anyway, getting off that topic, but I asked someone about some of their progress. And then I said, well, what did you learn? What did you find out? I'm not ready to talk about it. And that's okay. That's fine. But it was a little sad because I had hoped that they would get to that place where they could feel comfortable opening up and saying, you know what, I did realize this about myself. I now understand that this is how I was operating, and this is how I'm going to operate moving forward. But again, there's no judgment about that. You have to move through your healing journey as you see fit, at the pace that you can move through it. But again, the point of saying that is there's so much power. That is where the power lies, when you're able to be open like that and talk about it and be regulated. Just being able to be honest. And the honesty has to do more with yourself, being able to be honest with yourself, admit things to yourself, hear them, see them, feel them fully for yourself. Whew. Let's energetically massage that nervous system a bit in this last little bit here. Just give it a nice energetic massage. We've woken up truth. We have opened up your book. We have built a fire of confidence. How is that feeling now? Let yourself walk forward with confidence in who you are and where you're going. What, Bandit? What are you talking about? I don't even remember what I said that relates to that. Pregnant. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I was like, getting tested for what? What are we talking about here? My mind was going somewhere else. Oh yeah, think of it that way. Thank you, Bandit. Oh, that just cracked me up. Jeez, I'm gonna laugh about that all night now. You can at least have fun trying. Oh man. Oh my goodness. Bandit, did you, I don't think I have it on this. Did you join that free 7-day channeling challenge that I did? I posted it in the group. If you did not, I think you should. It's been done for several weeks, but all the channels are still in Telegram. Okay, I'll send it to you in the group. I'll send you a link. I think you should join it. So it's basically like igniting your fire, igniting your confidence. It's something really good for winter, but also just to ignite that confidence as we roll into 2026. Again, it was completely free. The channels are still there. Anyone who wants to join that, send me a message about the Ignite Your Fire is what I called it, I believe. It's a Telegram group where I did my voice channels. That's how I work. If you haven't caught on, the way that I like say something or speak about something is how the energy healing works through me here. So that was completely free, and you can get an introduction to how channels with me would work, working with me like in that format would be. So yeah, I think it'd be good. Be good for anybody here, but Bandit, I was just like tapping into you for some reason, just like zoned in, like you need to do that. You did, Lauren, exactly. Just thinking about, look, I know my body can do it. It's done it before. For whatever reason, you know, sometimes nature just natures. And it's like, it needs to start over. Starlight, send me a DM. You can just put Ignite Your Fire. I'll know what you're talking about. So I can remember to send you the link to that Telegram group, and then you can pop in there and see where all the channels were. Again, completely free. It was something I was like, everybody needs this. Let's do it. There was a lot of, I'll tell you, there was a lot of exploring how we explored anger tonight. There was a lot of explorations around the words rage, I believe the words fury. So there was a lot of like deep ethereal exploration around those words and how to transform them, alchemize their power. It was really an interesting deep dive into those words. So I think you all will really enjoy it. It's more than just like, hey, boost your confidence. Like we dove into some deep exploration there. Bandit, oh my God. You're so welcome, Starlight. Listen, I already know what you mean by that, Bandit. Let's not go there. Let's not gross the people out. And sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. This song for some reason is making me envision like a garden of flowers. There's just flowers everywhere. There's flowers growing up trellises, like we're in this giant garden and there's blooms everywhere. I allow my energy to be serene and to bloom like the most beautiful garden you've ever seen in the entire universe. Is it weird that I want I want some turkey and stuffing now. Especially stuffing. Well, I don't plan on that. I don't know that anyone here was planning on that. But thank you. I'm assuming you have experience. Thank you for your advice. Okay. All right. joined the live and saw the turkey baster comment. Felicity, it gets weird in here sometimes. Sometimes that's part of the energy healing, is talking about things kind of off the wall so that you allow your energy to just kind of slip into it. It's like, it seems weird at first, but like there always seems to be a purpose to it. Like maybe there's something that someone wasn't quite ready to be like fully into or fully cognizant of. And it's like, we lighten the mood with crazy off the wall talk. And then before you know it, you're like, oh my God, I just worked through trauma from when I was 12 and my mom did something really mean to me and I dove into it. I was like, yeah, we kind of like, you know, like how you'll crush up medicine or something and put it in your kids' food because they don't want to take it. And it's like they're sick and they need to get better. It's like we just slip it right in there, kind of like that. Thank you for the follow, Felicity. It's like before you know it, you just healed your entire maternal line of all the trauma. And Bandit does just tend to say off the wall stuff. He really does. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you do. And then I'm like, oh my God, people probably think we're crazy. But you know what? This energy healing, isn't it kind of crazy in and of itself? I mean, I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't believe that it actually worked. But thank you for the heart, me Starlight. But I can't, and I'll admit this all day, every day, I can't put this on paper for you. I can't write some sort of mathematical formula and be like, this is how it works. I wish I could, and I hope one day that I'm able to do that. Lauren. But obviously there's something to this. Like I really, really got into it around when 2020 came about, when the pandemic came about. I'd always kind of dabbled in, you know, like tarot cards and crystals, but not to any sort of serious degree. And Bandit, it's got something with the algorithm. Maybe keep going. I don't know. Oh, keep talking about turkey basters. But anyway, so a little background about where I started. So I started around then, and I'm telling you, I hated my husband hated me. We were in the most like horrible financial situation you could ever think of. He was also deployed at the time. I had to quit my job because we also had a dog with separation anxiety. Like our world was imploding. Like we barely had 2 nickels to rub together, and I'm not giving up a dog that I committed to, so we somehow made it work while on his one salary for a bit. But anyway, like we really did not like each other. We are no longer together. But it took a few more years after that for us to separate. Anyway, so I mean, I'm telling you, I didn't know if tomorrow we were going to be out on the street. Like that's where I really started my healing journey. And I was so nervous. I was controlled by anxiety. I never felt in control of my life. I always felt very unsafe in my energy. Like I'm telling you, I just didn't understand how people lived life and enjoyed it. That's where I started from. So now here we are in 2025? No, that's what I was saying. In 2025, I now own my own home with 2 acres of land. I now have a business that I have made tens of thousands of dollars at. I now do what I want to do when I want to do it. I also maintain a full-time day job on top of this. Like, I mean, I now have everything that seemed so foreign, that seemed so far away, that seemed so unattainable. Here I am. So there's something to this work, clearly, or I wouldn't be doing it, or I wouldn't be here. So just a little background about where I started, if you maybe feel like you're in a similar situation. There's something to it. And I mean, I had never had anything work as fast. I had never had anything change the way that I was feeling, change my perspective as fast as this healing. Now, I do want to make very clear, I very much advocate for people getting the help they need in the way that they need it. So if you want to do counseling and energy healing, do it. I have clients who are actually licensed clinical social workers. I have clients who are licensed therapists. I have people in that space who actually come to me and I work with them. I have also been in therapy. So I'm definitely an advocate of doing the healing in the way that works best for you. There may be times where like, I do energy healing all day, every day here. And then maybe I pick up therapy a couple months later. Like, there is no wrong way to do it, right? It's what feels good to you. It's what you need in the moment. So I will advocate for you all day, every day to try any avenue, to take the courses of action you need to take. But energy healing, I'm telling you, will work so well. It'll mesh so well with whatever you're needing to do. Medicine, therapy, it'll be there as a support. So just to throw that out there too. I'm definitely not one of those energy healers who's like, deny modern medicine, and you know, that's not how I am, because there's merit in all of that too. I've utilized it myself. But I can tell you what really like kicked my healing, you know, into action. And really, I mean, it was warp speed, you know, that got me to this confident place of being able to, you know, live the life that I wanted to live, was this introduction of energy healing. And there's Victoria. She was one of the people I was just talking about who is in the therapy space. She's one of my clients. And again, I advocate, if you need therapy, if you need counseling, add it in. This is all complementary to each other. This is meant to work in tandem. This is meant to just support and open up and further anything that you're doing. Yes, a therapist and loves Reiki. So that's one of the people I was talking about right there. Perfect timing. Slars, welcome in. How are you? I feel like it's been forever. We were just chit-chatting, talking about how this energy healing and like therapy or any other modality you put in or want to pursue goes together. Like, it's just meant to make progress happen by whatever means. Good, I'm glad things are good. We're almost in 2026 now. I also mentioned that at the beginning of the live. I have been, thank you for asking. I don't know if you know, however, I have bought my own house with 2 acres of land. I'm out on my own now. I am not in my marriage anymore. There's been some big old changes. I moved back to a town I swore I was never going to move back to. And I like being here, so yeah. If it weren't for this energy healing, I would have lost my marbles through all of that. That all happened in the span of a year. Actually, less than a year it all happened. So also that, if you need more proof, in less than a year, my father died. I came back to a place I swore I was never going to come back to. I rekindled relationships with family I never thought I would. I left my marriage. I had to maintain a day job and maintain a business and continue to grow a business all at the same time. One of my pets, unfortunately, also ended up passing away while we were here. You know, just having one of those things happen is a huge life event, right? And I had all of them happen, and probably it was more like 8 months was the span. And here we are, still chugging along. I'm telling you, there's merit to this work. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for it, really and truly. I would not have been able to get through those events like I did if it weren't for this work. Yeah. So, thank you for sharing and liking the live, Slars. You're so welcome. I think I wrote a post about it, but maybe I should write another post explaining it more. But yeah, I mean, it's not, and it wasn't just like surviving. I mean, there were points like where I was just kind of surviving and going through the motions for sure. But it was also like getting that drive to thrive. Didn't mean to rhyme, but I did. So yeah, if you had told me pre this energy healing, pre this exploration, pre starting this business, that all of these things were going to happen to me at once and I was going to get through them like I did, I would have been like, yeah, right. I'm going to delete myself off the planet. Yeah, I mean, and I don't say that lightly. Like that was my headspace. That would have been my headspace. But now here we are, and things are booming. Things are still growing. Things are still stretching. You know, beauty is still blossoming. So, thank you, BB. But I want to share that with you so you guys understand the heavy lifting, the healing, the shifting that this can do. So with that, let's start tucking in, shall we? As cheesy as it sounds, your power and purpose can be found in pain and loss. Yeah, it can. That's, it's not a coincidence that that's typically when it comes around, because those moments really show you, all the pain points. And on that same token, those moments show you all the places in which you have immense strength. So they are definitely moments in which transformation, massive transformation, can really take place, because it forces you to stop and be like, okay, what's really important? What's really going on here? So yeah. All right, let's start tucking you in nice and snug. What kind of Reiki burrito do you want to be tonight? You can be anything you want to be. Thank you for sharing, Slars. Let's get nice and comfy. If you're at the point where you're ready to go to bed. Oh yes, BB. Self-love is major. Major. Again, like we were talking about towards the beginning of the live. Good night, Lauren. Being able to just see yourself as you are, where you're at, the progress you've made thus far, and just hold yourself in that space and still give yourself grace, still give yourself credit, give yourself understanding. Absolutely key. All right, so let me seal you in. And I will see you all in the next one. Good night.